Hello, hello. Welcome to Crazy Games. We're back in Genshin Impact and we're continuing Archon Quest Chapter 3, Act 2, The Morn, 1,000 Roses Bring, the end of the Sabzeruz Festival. Talk to Ferris, the Knight of Flowers. Discovering the truth behind the Samsara of the Sabzeruz Festival, it is not enough. You still need to find a way to break out of it. The good news is, you now see a glimmer of hope. So yeah, I guess recent events has I guess I was trying to make a little summary, but I totally tripped up on it. Anyways, what happened was we were finally able to understand that we're stuck in the Matrix pretty much, and having our memories erased so that we and everyone in this dream has been replaying the same day over and over again. And it might most likely have to do with some experimentation the Akasha controllers, or the people who control the Akasha, which is the sages of Sumeru City, the Academia. They're doing some nefarious things and putting a lot of people through a lot of, I guess, pain, especially to Dunyarzad, whose body isn't strong enough to constantly have her memories erased, and pretty much not getting any sleep. And yeah, it's been pretty bad. But we figured out a way out, or we think we have a theory of getting a way out, and that is to wake up the one person whose dream this is. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We suspect it is this guy, the Knight of Flowers, Ferris.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Are you dreaming? Punch him in the face.
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
Can you jump off a cliff? Don't worry, you'll be fine. If you wake up, it'll be all fine. This isn't Inception, okay?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
Imagine your wish coming true right before your eyes.
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sabzeruz festival tradition or something?
Less questions, more wishing!
Yeah, Paimon.
Okay. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
It's super awkward. Lumine suddenly gets naked. It's uh-oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone.
Because she is dead.
She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Ferris Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sabzeruz festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time.
Well, I'm glad to say, or maybe I'm sorry to say, that your servitude has run up, so you're free to go.
Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes.
Oh, it's not Vihar or Ferris.
Oh, you're...
What?
Faki? Sorry, but only one portion of Yelda candies per person. Back home you go.
Faki.
Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy.
Oh, man. If only we could figure out whose dream it is. Is it Nilou's dream? Maybe
It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has any idea that she...
Is it Nilou's dream? That would be really interesting if it's Nilou's dream, because maybe she's like nervous to do her dance like officially. So then she's constantly wishing that someone would come interrupt her so that she wouldn't have to do the dance and potentially embarrass herself. And then that's why like the whole plot point of the sages coming in and canceling, because there's really no point in canceling the what do you call it? The Sabzeruz festival in this dream, because like in the point of view of the people who are controlling the Akasha, the Academia people, there's no point for them to do this like thing just to like piss people off, right? Just to like, oh, we're gonna come in and ruin your Sabzeruz festival, just be a super dick, because they're gonna erase their memories anyway, and they're gonna have to do it again. So it'll be really interesting if it's actually Nilou who's like nervous about doing the dance in front of Dunyarzad and like potentially disappointing her or potentially messing up and like having everyone laugh at her or something.
My lady, step back.
Uh-oh.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers.
I'll teach them a lesson they won't forget.
Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey, Traveler!
We're gonna kill some fools. Return to the accommodation. Wait, what? We don't get to end some fools? I don't think that's changed. Okay, we've been walking back and forth between, like... Oh, no, never mind. We do get to fight some fools.
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take...
They Dunyarzad and leave these guys to me.
Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you.
You're wasting your breath. Leave!
You... fine, alright. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills.
We just have some issues to deal with. I guess we haven't had like a fighting section for like many videos now. We've just been walking back and forth, getting from place to place and getting little dialogue sections and dialogue sections. So it's nice to break it up a little with some fighting.
Anyway, watch yourself.
I think the last fight we did was with the Alhaitham, where we fought against some like Eremite dudes who are trying to like they're looking for the same something. So yeah, more fighting.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going down.
I'll put something up your back and
Feeling lucky today?
feeling lucky today.
Where do you think you're going?
Covenant of the Deep!
That's not what I wanted to do, but it's working out anyway. Because Kokomi is kind of rigged, even if she can't, even when she can't actually critical hit. She's actually still pretty rigged, especially in her like ult form. Sucker!
Fallen Amber, help! Propagate! Springboard!
Oop. I killed him a little too fast.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys?
I'm fine. I'm just angry at myself, okay?
You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this.
I want to figure this out, Paimon.
Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sabzeruz festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up?
What did she pick up?
She said it was because she had forgotten something.
Yeah, I do remember. And yeah. Ah, yes, I've forgotten all about that. Oh yeah, she like left for a moment being like, oh, I need to do something real quick or something like that,
Okay,
right?
so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sabzeruz festival.
Maybe it will give us some clues.
Yeah, even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search.
A tiny clue, a Paimon-sized clue.
This is the place. It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside.
Okay, Paimon, tell me what you see. Paimon enters the room and returns a while later carrying something. ...
This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table. Should we open it?
Oh yeah. Do you even have to ask, Paimon? An elegantly written note. After almost 16 days, I was finally able to get these notes written before the Sabzeruz festival. Once the festival ends, you and Paimon will probably continue your journey immediately, so I was hoping that I'd be able to give this to you before that. This is a compilation of folk legends concerning Lesser Lord Kusanali, created from a series of interviews that I conducted in succession and wrote down. I interviewed so many people, but I'm afraid that there are very few who know much about her. Still, I hope that this will be of use to you in your search for her. Gandharvaville's water supply was once contaminated, forcing everyone to go very far out to get water. But one day, people suddenly found out the water was drinkable again, and some said that a green light was seen near the water's source that previous night. Everyone believed that this was the divine power of Lesser Lord Kusanali at work. This sounds quite possible. The decontamination of water source via natural means probably takes ages. Did Lesser Lord Kusanali appear in Gandharvaville then? I guess that's a rhetorical question. After Mama passed away, I was super afraid of the dark and couldn't sleep. But from one day on, I would hear a voice that would chat with me till I fell asleep. A nice lady told me that Lesser Lord Kusanali must have been watching me, or watching over me. Poor child. I hope that the Sabzeruz festival makes him a little happier. This is quite similar to something I experienced back then as well. She is indeed a gentle god. There was this one time when I had a wee bit too much to drink, and I couldn't find my way. Oh, this is a different person. Oh, there was this one time when I had a wee bit too much to drink and couldn't find my way home to save my life. Then when I turned a corner, I could have sworn I saw Lesser Lord Kusanali. She was very tall and had the most muscular arms, and she caught me when I slipped and fell. The next morning, I found myself sleeping under a tree. I reckon that must have been her looking out for me. I'm not sure this one has that much value as a reference. That was probably just a treat, right? These folk records appended with Dunyarzad's references and opinions leaves every page densely packed. Okay.
Wow. Dunyarzad wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us even while we were away. Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sabzeruz festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sabzeruz festival, right?
Oh?
If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known.
If we hadn't broken an entry into private residence, we wouldn't have known.
But now that we know, we can't even thank her.
Dunyarzad, ... Can we, call up Hu Tao and be like, hey, we have a message to someone in the afterlife?
Hey, where are you off to now?
The end of Sabzeruz shall talk to quote-unquote Dunyarzad. Does this change? Nope, no, it didn't change. We'll talk to quote-unquote Dunyarzad. Zed. Hey Dunyarzad, how are you doing? Wait, where is she? I think maybe going through the inside of that building might have been faster. Oh, no, never mind. This is indeed faster, but maybe I should have just taken that waypoint over there. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Oh, she's not sitting down this time. Where's Dea?
It's Dunyarzad's puppet.
I guess I'll feel better if I say this out loud. Mom. Thank you.
Traveler,
Well, so we're just gonna leave?
you must be exhausted.
Oh,
Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago.
eternity, you say? Right in A pops up. Eternity, you say? That is what I strive for. And then she leaves. Say, oh, could you help us? You're an Archon too, right? All our memories of us having a good time with Dunyarzad. Bye.
Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilou's dance of Sabzeruz.
I can barely recall it now.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
Exclamation mark, question mark?
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Dunyarzad, question mark?
Yes, traveler. What is it?
Dot.
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come...
Not leave behind any regrets. Let's go, Paimon.
What? Where are we going this time?
We're gonna watch the dance of Sabzeruz by knocking up the sage guy, so he couldn't stop it. We're gonna take his clothes too, and then we're gonna pretend to be the sage. Be like, oh, I'm the sage of the Academia. Don't mind me. I'm just here to observe. It's actually really nice that you can like straight up get ore and weapons here. Woo! It's like an easy access. So how are we gonna stop the sage from stopping things? Are we just gonna beat them up? Because we know this is a dream, right? There's no like consequences really.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out like this?
It is I, the traveler Lumine, and I am here to sing you a song of my people.
Traveler? You don't have to get involved. He's a sage from the Academia. I don't want to drag you into this.
There's not really much time to explain, but we're not going to remember this happened anyways if this fails.
Traveler.
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the Academia, that's another day gone to waste!
Don't worry about it. Dunyarzad's already dead, so we can do whatever we want, really. There's no more time crunch. Azar, ... Sataria.
Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff?
Just like I thought, they're puppets.
Oh, of course! If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Hold on a moment. What's up with those flowers?
Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisaras went extinct after her death.
Oh, they're actually blue now instead of yellow?
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers.
I mean purple.
But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple.
beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice! Dunyarzad, did you find these?
Nilou, did you do something?
Didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, how?
Yeah. What's going on here?
Nilou, close your eyes and wish for something.
Huh?
Imagine that the Grand Sage and his entourage are not here in front of you.
You guys are acting weird.
And also imagine a giant
But
cool-looking
okay,
robot.
I'll try.
Actually, there is a giant cool-looking robot in this. Now that I think of it. In the land here, that's like kind of like embedded into the mountain or into a cliffside, who is like, I guess, not active and taken over by nature. Now, imagine a lot of third-party characters, and also imagine lots of primo gems. I think one of the things I want more, that's kind of at the top of my list of things that I want for this game, is more third-party characters like Aloy. They can get like 2B, Link, I don't know who else. Like what all the different games that they seem to have taken inspiration from, like Breath of the Wild, Nier Automata, Dark Souls and stuff. Like some of those characters in this game will be really cool. Like Fire Emblem and all that other stuff. I guess it's expensive to get licensing for that.
Hey!
Well, what? You killed them!
They disappeared! So Nilou's the host! What a surprise! Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore! But in Nilou's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage! It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assumed there will be food on a plate, and Nilou assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pots!
What?
So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilou?
Correct, Paimon. You're super smart.
But if we want to end the Samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilou realize that?
Am I dreaming?
You're dreaming right now. Do your dance. So what was the reason? Is it actually like she's afraid to perform for Dunyarzad and potentially like disappoint her? That's why she subconsciously dreamed a way or made up a way for her to not do the dance. And the most easiest makes sense way is like the Academia coming and stopping everything just when the dance is about to start.
Huh?
How did you come to that conclusion?
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzeruz festival?
It's a little bit more nefarious. It does somewhat have something to do with Kusanali, but she's not responsible for this.
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife lying next to him said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love."
But it was all a dream. Dun dun dun.
In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the Academia. What a happy ending.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
He went on a journey in his dreams. Dun dun dun.
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story!
Now that Nilou is aware of it, this dream should be over soon.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sabzeruz festival is almost over too.
Do the dance, Nilou, do the dance.
Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sabzeruz as beautiful as we can.
I've been waiting a long time for this. Please dance your heart out. Ooh, we got a little cutscene.
The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the dance of Sabzeruz.
Ooh. Whoa. Oh no, the dream is dying.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Oh, Nilou doesn't know that Dinyarzad has passed away. Oh, her spirit's here. Her soul is still trapped within this dream. Everyone's glowing. I guess everyone is leaving the dream. They're slowly waking up too. Ah, wake me up. I can't wake up. Save me. Ooh. Oh, what's happening? Oh, there we go.
Oh, good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time.
Good morning, Paimon. My head hurts. Atamaga itai desu.
Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night?
No.
Paimon thinks it was after the Sabzeruz festival. The Sabzeruz festival!
It's over.
Have we finally escaped from the Sabzeruz Samsara?
I remember now.
Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal!
At the end of the dance of Sabzeruz, I think I saw... Quick, let's go see Dinyarzad. Knock, knock, knock. Are you in here? Don't leave me. All our friends die. Our new friends in the new nation always dies.
She's not in her room. What happened?
Let's go to the usual spot, Paimon.
Huh? What usual spot?
The place with a bench. Find Dinyarzad. I'm pretty sure I've been pretty much pronouncing that name wrong the entire time. Oh, not the bench. Oh, she's awake. And there's a Catherine.
Well done, traveler and Paimon.
Wait, what? Is that Kusanali?
And thank you, Dinyarzad, for organizing the Sabzeruz festival for
She's
me.
not dead! Yay! I guess she fell into a coma, that's why she couldn't dream. Or do you dream in a coma?
I'm sorry, who are...
That's a Lesser Lord Kusanali, silly. Don't you recognize her voice?
Dinyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare
You're sad, dot dot dot.
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you.
Oh, what?
I just had a dream. And I saw Nilou performing the dance of Sabzeruz.
What? No way. That's awesome. The Morn, 1,000 roses bring. Talk to, quote unquote, Catherine? Dawn. I guess the sun has risen, right? So I guess that quest reward gave me a Traveler constellation. I got this constellation from giving the Dendroculuses to the Statue of the Seven in the area. And I got a second constellation, Green Resilience, constellation level 2. The Lotus Lamp's duration is increased by 3 seconds. I think I'm actually going to start using Lumine as a main on my team, since she is like one of the only Dendro characters, at least leveled up. Kale is not leveled up yet, and getting this resource, waiting for it to respawn, and then actually getting it just takes, it's like so tedious. So I don't know when I'll actually be able to level her up to a point where she does like a good amount, like it actually feels good to use her. Whereas I already have Lumine at level 90, and she already has a level 90 weapon and a good set of constellation and everything. So I might actually start using her on the main team, since, yeah, like I said, she's the only Dendro character available for combat, really, at the moment. Will I get Tyneri at some point? Maybe I don't think I will. There's like, what, 6 days left on this, and yeah, I'm planning on only doing one more wish video on this banner, and I think I'm gonna do like 20 wishes, I don't know. By the time this comes out, maybe that video has already been out, so... Anyway, let's wrap this up. Wait, we already finished. But this is still Act 2. I guess this just wraps things up. Let's talk to Dunyarzad. Hey Dunyarzad. Hey Dunyarzad. Woo! I love jumping on your bed. You're alive. This is a miracle. I hope you didn't feel too bad in that dream. So this Catherine is being controlled by Nahida, or Lesser Lu Kusanali. I think I spoke about kind of like, I don't really know if it's like canon or if it's just like a fan theory, but Catherine is like a robot, like a puppet, created by the Sneznayans. The Sneznayans are the ones who started the Adventurers Guild, and I guess seeded like an Adventurers Guild building in every nation. And Catherine is like a robot that they station. Like, I guess a puppet. And apparently, maybe this is the part that's a fan theory. Apparently, the Sneznayans, like, took the Raiden Shogun's puppet, what's his name? Big hat guy, Scaramouche, as like kind of the baseline on how to create like a realistic looking humanoid android. And they created Catherine to kind of like take care of administrative things for the different branches of the Adventurers Guild. And apparently Lesser Lord Kusanali can just take it over by Catherine.
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sabzeruz festival. And Dunyarzad, did you save her?
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened.
She's like, I'm right here.
Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
That bench is all the way in Mondstadt. Oh, you mean the bench that we go to all the time? I see. Okay, good on your Zod. I hope you're doing okay.
What's going on? Why are you two so excited to see me? Hasn't it only been a night?
We've been stuck in a big dream, and it's been many nights, and we kept looping, and then you like died, and we were really sad, and we figured out what's going on, and we saved everyone. It was really awesome. Nilou did an amazing dance.
It's actually been much longer than that.
Oh? Strange. Was I really asleep that long? No wonder I have such a headache.
So what's next? We had to find out where Nilou is, because if it is true that the Akasha and is affecting everyone's dreams, and it is the Academia that's responsible, did they like kidnap Nilou or something, and like have her in some sort of facility where they can like monitor her dreams and and have her like maintain connection, maintain dreaming, maintain the dream state? It's the next thing we have to do is to try and find Nilou. Okay, Dunya sad. Just rest up a little more. I'll bring some iced tea or something. I don't know. Talk to Nahida. I wonder if Nahida is going to be like a character we can unlock. We haven't really seen her fight. Like, when we met Venti, we already knew he was a playable character at that point, because he's like the first character banner when the game launched. And when we met Zhongli, we kind of got like the notion or the idea that he can fight, and we did get to play as him during his like Archon quest, since he was released too. And then of course when we got to Inazuma, obviously Raiden Shogun is like a fighter, like more of a military leader than anything. So yeah, she was able to fight, but in this one we didn't get to see anything from Nahida at all. All we know is that she controls people's dreams. So is she actually going to be a playable character at some point? Or is she just like a cool character that seems to exist? Hey Catherine. Wink wink, Catherine. Oh man, I should have went to the Adventurers Guild to see if there's actually a Catherine there.
It's such a relief that she's alright! Mm-hmm. After we parted on the last day of the Sabzeruz festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control.
Oh, okay.
Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the Samsara.
Yay.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end, and not a moment too soon.
I'm a very happy ending. This is truly a miracle.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Yeah, humans are weird, am I right?
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently. All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
How about what I saw in that dream at the Avidya forest?
At the Avidya forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky. You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me. Yeah, so you do know! We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria. It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable. A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from the Scarlet King. The Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies. Okay, so what does the message mean? I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it.
What? No, we have to save that consciousness.
Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the Academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it. So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick! Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain. The Traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's.
What? That's crazy. It's almost like we're the main character of a story of some kind. Why do you look like Catherine?
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness. How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses? Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal.
Have we taken ours off at this point?
The Akasha
Oh, yeah,
is
we
the
have.
legacy of Greater
Oh, wait.
Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
Oh, I guess now they've officially confirmed the theory that Catherine is a Snezhnayan puppet, even though like there's been lots of hints since all the Catherines in all the nations look the same.
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana? That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since.
We need to go up there.
However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing. So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida? In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the Academia is also more proficient at governing this country. My existence has little meaning.
To me, you're already an excellent Archon.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sabzeruz festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you. Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
About the Sage's plan, I guess that is still kind of a loose story thread. Why did Nilou dream the Sages interrupting the Sabzeruz festival every single night of the Sabzeruz festival? Because, yeah, like I said before, the dream, the people are gonna forget anyway, right? So was there really a point in having the dance being denied? I guess it's for like dramatic effect for the for the story's sake, because it was the one thing that Dunyarzad wanted to see, and we always get blue-balled by that. About the Sage's plan.
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line.
I smell Snezhnayan mingling.
I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the Traveler hadn't broken the Sabzeruz Samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious, and all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals.
Oh, scary.
I think they're deliberately trying to hide something. Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Tighnari to join some kind of project. Could it be related?
Ooh, we also have Tighnari's story quests unlocked. I wonder if that would go into it. Or is like something completely different. They don't want to like step on the Archon quest storyline too much.
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming.
No one has realized the issue with the Akasha.
You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams? Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up? It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection. Misdirection? The sage has convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru, even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this.
It's almost like allegory to real life. Like all the original like developers of all these like social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter, they originally just wanted to have like a place on the internet where people can like communicate or express themselves, and they never really saw that all these nefarious things can be derived from this technology. Like, oh, people can incite violence by talking to a echo chamber and kind of riling them up. You can like purposefully pit two separate schools of thought together so that they'd have like a lot of flame wars against each other. Or you can like because of this algorithm, you're constantly being fed like just information you want to hear, regardless of whether it is true or not, or accurate or not. And like all the ads and all that whole industry being tied into like Instagram and all this stuff, and how like it affects content and what people would do to try and get clicks and stuff. All that like consequences, all that kind of byproduct to the initial fantasy of, oh, we just want somewhere on the internet where people can communicate and express themselves. It was like a very noble, I guess, goal at first, except, I don't know, I guess humans are humans and they always find ways to ruin things. Which is the same thing here with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. It seemed like she created the Akasha just so like, oh man, wouldn't it be nice if you didn't know something and you can just be like, oh, I'm gonna ask the Akasha and I know the answer right there. I don't have to wonder, I don't have to spend the time. It's just there so that I could faster move on to better things. Like, oh, I could get this answer and I can immediately move on to the next thing that I'm wondering. And not waste the time for everyone who's wondering the same thing to have to like waste the same amount of time like figuring it out when you can just search it up. And with that, it'll just make advancement like more efficient, more fast, and any research and development fast and everything as well. But then like, yeah, now we found out that the ruling government here is like using the Akasha to steal people's dreams and spreading propaganda about how it's a good thing that you don't dream, even though, like, according to Lesser Lord Kusanali, she's saying, like, oh, dreaming is like the ultimate form of wisdom because it's like your brain firing off and being the most active or whatever, like something like that. Yeah, this is kind of interesting, I guess, when it comes to like the point of view of a software developer or a web developer. If you kind of make the connection between the Akasha and like social media platforms. Let's continue.
Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams.
Aw, man. If they even remember it, right? I don't have any other questions.
Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Say the
To be
thing.
honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while.
Okay, Naida, we'll see you later, okay? Rest up. We might need you for later.
Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sabzeruz Samsara in the immediate future. Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us. What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Happy birthday. Ometo no Tanjobi
Traveler?
omedetou.
Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Oh, you were giving us a little tour of the area.
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
look at Lumine's face.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you later. Oh man, I should have checked if like Catherine was actually in her little hole, hidey hole, while I was walking down. When the actual Catherine was there in that section over there for the story. I would assume they probably would have moved her, and she just wouldn't have been there because it is just like for a little part of the story. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you for today then. Oh, okay. Core of 30 recruitment. I unlocked a new world quest, it looks like. And yeah, I think I'm gonna record myself play through this one, since I did record myself play through the beginning of this in one of the Archon quest videos I was doing. And I think this leads into a lot of like culture and lore of Sumeru with the woodland creatures, the Aranaras. So I think this will be an interesting, fun one to actually record myself play through, even if there's no voice acting and I'll have to read all the voice lines. Alright, that's all I have for you for today. Hope you enjoyed. The story was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. The whole time loop thing was a interesting take. Interesting take on MiHoYo's part, where we're in a city or in a nation where the big theme of it is like wisdoms and dreams. So yeah. Hope to see you in the next one, wherever it may be. Subscribe for more Crazy E Games videos and stuff, and goodbye.